different ways in which we can change our rates and availability in RoomRaccoon. The first step will always be to head over to your rates and availability by clicking on the rates and availability icon on the left hand side of the screen. Once you are in this section of RoomRaccoon, the first way to change your rates would be to do it on a day level. So if you would just like to change your rates for one day, you can do so simply by clicking on the block for that date and with that rate type that you would like to change. And then you can change the rate. Click on the tick box at the bottom, and now the rate has changed for that day only. You will notice that with the derived rates, it will automatically update as well. You are also able to mark your check-in and check-out as closed from here on a daily basis as well, simply by clicking on the block to mark the check-in as closed. And what this means is it means that nobody is able to book to check in on this date, but of course the check-in closed is not active for the rest of the days, only for that day. For derived rates, you would also need to put the check-in or check-out closed in manually, but of course this is not needed to be done as mentioned previously for the actual rates. Then you can also add a minimum or a maximum stay by clicking on the minimum or maximum stay block and entering the amount of days. And now you can see that we have instantly selected this date to have a 3-day minimum stay. So that is how to manage your rates on an individual daily basis. Another way to do this would be to do it in a bulk per room type section, and you can do that by clicking on the pencil icon next to the room type you would like to change. Then you would enter in the date range at the top over here for the dates that you would like to change the rate. You could also select which days of the week you want this rate to be applicable for, and then you can enter in your rate per night. If you want it to be overridable by yield, remember to tick this box to say that the rate is overridable by yield, and then you can manage your other restrictions such as check-in and check-out closed, as well as minimum and maximum stay. Once you have done that, you can click on synchronise, and that will push all of the rates and availability to the booking channels and to your booking engine. The third and final way is to do a bulk action over the whole accommodation. And over here again, you can enter the date range. You can select it to be for all categories. Here you can choose if you want your price change to be in a value or in a percentage, and then you can put that percentage in over here as a positive or as a negative. Again, you can also select if you would like it to be overridable by yield or apply any other restrictions, and then click on synchronize once done. Lastly, we will take a look at yield management by clicking on the yield management tab at the top of the screen. And over here you are able to have an overview of the yield rates which you do have in place. And to add a new yield rule, you would simply click on plus yield rule. You will enter a name for the yield rule, what you want your availability to be, the days of arrival you would like to set, the action, whether you want it to be a price increase or a price decrease. You can select which days you want it to be available, which months of the year, and then of course you can also select which rooms you want it to be applicable for, which categories, and you can go as far as selecting which rate types you want this to be applied for. Once done, you can just click on save, and then your yield rule will be active within 24 hours.